Welcome back, everyone, to season 5 of the Truth and Freedom podcast, where awakening begins asking the question most people are afraid to ask. I'm your host, Dr. Dan Emzalag, and this is not just another podcast. This is a journey into awareness, courage, and truth. So, in today's episode, we're tackling something that quietly impacts nearly everyone, which is the concept of comparison. You know the feeling, scrolling through social media, seeing colleagues' achievements, hearing friends talk about their successes, and suddenly feeling like you're not enough. Maybe you think, why aren't I there yet? Or I should be doing more, achieving more, becoming more. Comparison has a subtle way of making us doubt ourselves, even when we're doing just fine. Here's the thing, comparison is not new. It is instinctual part of how human navigates the world. In small doses, it can be motivating. It can push you to learn, grow, or improve. But in today's connected world, comparison has been amplified to an unhealthy extreme. Social media highlights the best moment of people's lives, the promotion, the vacation, the perfect photos, and leaves out the struggles, the setbacks, and the messiness that everyone faces. What we see isn't the full story. It's carefully curated, highlighted reel. And yet, many of us judge ourselves against that illusion. Comparison becomes dangerous when it starts to define your worth. When you measure yourself by someone else's life, you lose connection with your own. It makes it hard to appreciate your progress or celebrate your unique path. And over time, chronic comparison can create anxiety, dissatisfaction, and a sense of never being enough. It can even paralyze you from taking action because you feel like you're already behind. So, how do you escape this trap? The first step is awareness. Notice when you're comparing yourself to others, ask yourself, is this motivating me in a healthy way, or is it just making me feel inadequate? Awareness is the foundation because you cannot change a habit you aren't conscious of. Once you recognize the moment of comparison, you have the choice to respond differently. The next step is reframing your perspective. Instead of asking, why am I not like them? Try asking something like, what can I learn from this? Or how can I honor my own journey? Everyone's life is shaped by unique circumstances, experiences, and timing. Your value does not come from how well you measure up to someone else's life. It comes from living your life with intention, authenticity, and courage. Another powerful practice is gratitude. When you take time to focus on what's going on well in your life, it shifts your perspective away from lack. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring challenges. It means recognizing progress, even in small steps, and celebrating the wins that are uniquely yours. Daily reflection, even for just a few moments, can gradually rewire your mind away from comparison and towards self appreciation. It's also very important to disconnect from the noise. Social media, constant news, and the opinions of others can fuel the comparison cycle. Be intentional about what you consume, how much time you spend online, and whose voices you allow to influence your self worth. Protect your mental space, set boundaries, create moments where you can be fully present in your own life without external pressure. And finally, embrace your individuality. The freedom from comparison comes when you align your action with your values, passions, and personal goals. When you define success on your own terms, you no longer need to chase someone else's measure of achievement. You stop competing against other people and start competing with your past self, growing, learning, and thriving at your own pace. So, if you take one thing from today's episode, let it be this: comparison is natural, but it doesn't have to rule your life. Awareness, reframing, gratitude, and embracing your unique path are the keys to breaking free. The next time you catch yourself measuring your life against someone else's highlight reel, pause for a second, breathe, remind yourself that your journey is yours alone, and that's enough in itself. Thank you all for joining me on the Truth and Freedom podcast. Remember, your life isn't a scoreboard. and your worth isn't determined by anyone else's. Stay present, stay true, and continue moving forward without comparison. Your path is unique, your progress is valid, and your freedom lies in honoring your own journey.